All right. Good evening. Yes, I'm doing this again in my garage because I got some bad lighting in my office right now. It's in the middle of the evening. Coming back. I'm actually doing this at close after dinner time. I just got back from San Francisco. Most of you guys already know I have family in San Francisco. I ended up coming back up here to Washington, where I now know where I've been calling it residence for the past 22 straight years. So anyway, um, upon my return on the road, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine that I served with on board our first ship together, um, which is an amphibious ship, an LSD. I spent my time there for 5 years, and we were discussing about what people are talking about sending an amphibious ready group, the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit, based in Okinawa, Japan, to the Persian Gulf. We still call it the Persian Gulf. Basically, right now we call it the Middle East, because everybody thinks that a war with Iran is it's easy to generalize it and call it the Middle East. And we were discussing with a few of our friends, comparing their inputs with what we think of what's going to happen with this Marine Expeditionary Unit. Folks, let's understand this, all right? I'm worried. Um, Marine Expeditionary Units, or any groups of fighting men wherein we have to send them to war, we call them now boots on the ground, as per what the media will call it, is a prelude after we bombard everything to soften everything up. Now, this isn't Desert Shield, Desert Storm, wherein we spent the first 5 months preparing for an invasion by bombarding a country and literally obliterating its Air Force and Navy. So a little bit different when you try to obliterate divisions of men with its tanks. And at that time, during Desert Shield and Desert Storm, when we were serving with an amphibious ready group. By the way, we used 7 amphibious ready groups at that time, totaling between, gosh, it's been 30 years, 35 years. It's about 25 to 35,000 men. And we never used it. We never used them. God, thank you for not using those men. We bombarded Kuwait, the shores of Kuwait. We prepped it up right on the shores. We were being assisted by 2 Marine divisions. And on the flanks, we were being assisted by 2 Army Corps. We had a total of about 250,000 men on the ground to assist us. It was actually the other way around. We wanted to assist them, act as a decoy for Iraq to send some of its forces that allows a left hook to encircle Kuwait. It obviously worked. But one thing people never did understand is that we never got to use those Marine Expeditionary Units on board those 7 amphibious ready groups, because at that point in time they deemed it unnecessary and too risky. 25,000 men, 25,000 boots on the ground by the United States Marine Corps, and we're sending 2,200 or 2,500, depending on how much you count. Now, granted, the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit, right now, compared to those Marine Expeditionary Units from 35 years ago, are a little bit more capable. Okay? Wherein they have their own infantry, their own LAVs, their own anti-tank guided anti-tank weapon systems. But they fight light. Now, they can call in the F-35 Charlies, in this case Bravos, on board the Tripoli. I do believe they have a flight of 8 to 10 of them. No, they have a flight of 20s, depending again on how that air wing is comprised. They have Viper helicopters, UH-1s. Uh, it's a self-contained fighting force. Unlike the Army travels heavy, okay? Regimental, battalion, regimental size, division size. They bring everything and they stay. The Marine Corps is trained to hit hard, quick. They're not trained to stay in combat for a prolonged period of time. Why? Because those ships are vulnerable. Those aircraft are vulnerable. They come in and hit a mission-specific target, and they come in heavy initially. Then they leave. Okay? Especially a Marine Expeditionary Unit. They travel light, but they fight heavy. Okay? The Army, what we need is an Army. Well, I mean, this is my opinion. This is coming from somebody that served 3 deployments on board 3 different amphibious ready groups in my time of 5 years out of my totality of my naval career on board 1 ship. 5 years, 3 deployments on 1 ship with the Marine Corps. So this is just my opinion, and I hope I'm wrong. If we ever use these men, we better make sure that I'm just worried, people. Kuwait is not like Arg Island. Kuwait, the enemy was obliterated around Kuwait. Literally. Now we use the terms obliterated, demolished, like a punchline to get your votes. Kuwait is beside Iran. We surrounded Kuwait and then we hit it. Perfect for a tank maneuver, a tank-led army by 2 corps. 2 corps. Is that how you pronounce it? Iran, right now, if you hit Arg Island, Google map it, is on the very edge of the Persian Gulf. We cannot even enter the Persian Gulf. None of our supporting ships, an aircraft carrier battle group, whether the Strait of Hormuz is open or closed, is not entering the Persian Gulf. They can hit it from the Gulf of Oman, okay, right off the coast, on the other side, by the Indian Ocean side. Problem is, now we have to fly in these 2,500 man unit, supported by flying in supplies, logistics, weapon systems, and every support element to make this system, to make this unit sustainable to fight. All within bombardment distance from Iran. Now, if you could tell me that there is a way to eliminate every one of those 200,000 men Iranian Republic Guard Corps, every one of them that has the capability to not just handle an AK-47, but to push a button. In the Gulf War, we couldn't even find them Scuds. We couldn't even find every one of those T-72s that were literally half buried in the sand of the deserts. Whether it's Desert Shield, Desert Storm, or during the Iraqi War. It didn't matter. Okay? We had to send in ground forces. Arg Island is 2 to 3 miles big. If we land these forces, they're gonna get shot at. By that time, we better eliminate every missile, battery, drone, carrying launcher that Iran has, which is what this administration has been saying anyway. They've demolished everything. They've eliminated everything. I hope so. Look, man, ever since I retired from the United States Navy, I care for these guys, right? Just like anybody that's a veteran now. We don't want any wars now. We've seen what it's like. I retired from the Navy. Only the Navy. You know, what am I? I'm just a squid. I'm just a sailor. But every one of these service members have fathers and mothers and brothers and sisters waiting for them, husbands and wives waiting for them, you know, children waiting for them. If we had that same alliance and coalition from 35, 36 years ago, battling an enemy with a cause, for a cause, yeah, let's go. Take them out. I don't know now what they are. And please, you'll have to forgive me and correct me, and hopefully I'm wrong. Let's go back to the initial question, initial issue of this video. These guys would be landing far from a supporting system. Closest ones are getting bombarded in Qatar, in Bahrain. Their ships are going to be held off because the strait is not even open yet. So think about it. Okay? United States Marine Corps was an amphibious landing or an airborne drop is made to ensure that before you go there, that everything has been addressed, every enemy has been eliminated, and everything could, you have to anticipate what could go wrong, and everything can go wrong. Okay? I'm not a strategist, I'm not a tactician. All I know is that in my service for 3 deployments on board that amphibious ready group, those Marines are ready to go. But yet, it requires a lot of planning, and it requires a lot of support. And we didn't even use those 25,000 Marines for Desert Shield and Desert Storm. We're sending 2,500. So hopefully, by the time they get there, and they probably have another 5 days, planning ahead, doing some recon, intelligence gathering, surveillance. It may not even be Karg Island. Okay? Karg Island is surrounded, well, on one side, the north side of the Persian Gulf, they can hide a battery of missiles. They're bombarding Qatar, Bahrain. We can't stop it. Where are these coming from? And we're going to land 2,500 Marines on their doorsteps. They better be ready. Again, folks, hopefully that this addresses some of your concerns. Really not addressing your concerns, more my concern. So I hope you guys understand the plight that these Marines are ending up going to. Because we have our questions too. To the men and women out there that are deployed, come on home. We love you. People like us, I thank you, because people like us can do now what we do because of what you guys do. It has been a pleasure, a privilege, and an honor. Post.